Well, and you know, like I just think about all the nights I like spent like sleepless, like tossing and turning in bed or like on the balcony, like how am I gonna make this work for these guys? Because like the most important thing to me was my team on my back. You know, I was like, I got 14 guys, they all love this thing. How can I make them love it even more?
Yeah, we know that corporate structure can be seductive sometimes because it's so reliable. But deep down in your heart, you might be thinking like, I want to be a game changer, you know? And
well, I think the thing is though, is like sometimes going to a place like that is what's going to enable you to be a game changer, right? Because like if you're able to like infiltrate a network like Amazon or Google or Microsoft, you know, the possibilities are endless there then. And you know, that's the tough part for me. You know, I've been in this game for probably about like seriously like doing entrepreneurship like 10 years roughly, all the way back to like doing client work in high school, you know, going through graphic design for like big clubs in Miami. Like I went through a lot of different types of entrepreneurship. To answer the question, I definitely say yes. I'm going to be incredibly nostalgic about, I mean, some of the projects that I've had the honor to work on with some very incredible people. Like I'm incredibly nostalgic about those things. Like those were always my babies, you know, especially like something like Bubble Social. That was, whew, man, that was a tough one to let go, man.
Tell us about Bubble Social.
Yeah. So what a crazy experience, man. Where do I start with this story? So like, let me just kind of recap like the story of it. I'll try to give like a two minute summary overview here. So, I had this friend in college, that came to me and was like, hey man, I need a logo for my company. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And he like was really serious about it. You know, he like walked me outside and he like walked around the block. He's like, no one can hear about this. You know, I'm like, okay, bro, sounds good. You know? So we walked around the block and he told me, he was like, oh yeah, it's called Bubble. And he started explaining it to me and like, it like came to me. I was like, oh my God, I know exactly what the logo looks like, you know? Went back, made the logo. They're like, we love it, you know? So he's like,
awesome.
come on in, like, come and meet our other guys. So I was like, all right, that sounds good, you know? I was looking for opportunities, you know? And went to this house and met some of the most, I think the word I would use to describe them is colorful individuals that I've ever met. Very, very interesting. Nasser, got a shout out to Nasser. He's quite an interesting guy. But anyway, so met this team of like 6 people, and we were destined to like our whole thing was like we're gonna change the location based social media application market. You know, everybody and their mother was doing the same thing. But like we were able to like really get some like traction around UCF. We built this app, and it was like at the end. It was 14 different developers working on it, over 250,000 lines of code against 4 code bases, which, I mean, in terms of a project, like a coding project, that's a massive project, you know? And we built this really cool app. Everybody loved it. It definitely crashed and stuff, you know? We were still trying to, like, kind of get our bootstraps with, like, getting into the software game, you know? And we built this really great app, had a bunch of different really cool people come in and, like, build a bunch of really cool technology for it. We had some really interesting like things going on. Like we had a user ranking system that was pretty ahead of its time, in my opinion. And we took the company to an investor, and we were like, guys, like this is it. Like this is your opportunity to like, you know, like buy into like this next big social media app, you know. And we were able to convince somebody to like run with us, you know. And it's the craziest thing too, because I was 21. I was working downtown, in downtown Orlando in the Chase building, and on the same floor that day, we had like the investor, like they're like, guys, like come and check out this office. This is going to be your office, you know? So we like went to this office, and it was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Like I was like, it was the first time in my life where I was like, I made it. Like, this is it. Like, I'm going, you know? And then, like, 2 weeks later, they pulled out, like, the whole investment and everything, and I was crushed.
Oh, God.
Oh, bro, let me tell you, man. You can go pretty low, boys.
I bet, man. Jesus.
So, yeah, it was really crazy. Amazing opportunity. Amazing people. I met one of my like, best lifelong friends, Shael, there. you know, I met some incredible people through the whole thing, and it was really like a big part of like my network and growing who I was. So I really enjoyed that experience, man. So there you go. There's like a summary of it, like summary overview.
Yeah, and also to comment on that, I think my favorite part when I hear that story about Bubble is that Doug was managing a team of 14 developers that were all just volunteering because they all believed in the product so much. And I think that's the great thing about entrepreneurship is that if you truly come up with a great idea, then people are willing to work to do whatever it takes to bring it to reality.
Yeah, man. And it's like when you have it, I think it's like what true love must be like, you know. It's like oh my God, this is it, guys. Like, this is totally it, you know. Everybody knows that, you know, everybody's on the same page and on board with the idea, and it's really exciting. And yeah, that was, I really love that you like highlight that because it was such an exciting moment in life, you know.
I really like the parallel you draw with like just to the other emotions of like love, just because it's interesting because we've talked to other entrepreneurs and they talk about like what they call entrepreneur porn on YouTube, where it's people who are just saying if you can do whatever you want as long as you put your mind to it, and it's a really simple message. And but like
buff.
yes.
Yeah, just do it.
Exactly. But then real entrepreneurs will come and tell you that like you're gonna fall in love and you're just gonna get smashed, just like in every other type of way where you actually like give into something and you, I guess when I say submit, you just really give into it. And I'm wondering how you would tell other people who are starting entrepreneurs or trying to be entrepreneurs to like be ready for that, to come ready to deal with overcoming these types of obstacles that come down on you when your dream crashes.
So like, how's the best way to get over a broken heart, essentially?
Basically, yeah. I was trying to avoid that word, but yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
Well, and you know, I think it's so funny because I really put a lot of thought into this when I was building the company. Is like, a company is so your child. Like it's like strange how much it's like your child, you know? And not that I've ever had a child, so I guess I couldn't really, you know, be complaining.
The point I was trying to draw is that like you probably came dangerously close to all this time and investment and emotion into this project. It's probably really similar if you look at the emotional profile of it.
Well, and you know, like I just think about all the nights I like spent like sleepless, like tossing and turning in bed or like on the balcony, like how am I gonna make this work for these guys? Because like the most important thing to me was my team on my back. You know, I was like, I got 14 guys, they all love this thing. How can I make them love it even more? You know.